Hey guys, I just got back from Los Angeles yesterday. I was on a 9-day, 2,900 mile road trip. And this is my experience down in California, Los Angeles, lane splitting. Um, First and foremost, the thing that I noticed the most was people, even if they're, even if you're not wanting to lane split, you'll instantly notice vehicles in the left lane move over towards the shoulder for you. They seem to want you to pass them and to get out of their way, or rather, that they're no longer in your way. So the first thing is vehicles want you to lane split. It seemed like they wanted you to lane split past them. Not one time did I think I was being moved over upon intentionally. Yes, I was moved over upon, but I really didn't get the feeling that it was intentional. Rather, it was just some lazy lane drifting. The other thing I noticed is, no, it's not always safe to lane split. Sometimes past the big rigs, moving box trucks, maybe cars are too tight. It's not always safe to lane split down there. You really should watch when and how you lane split. Vehicles are pretty conscientious of their surroundings down there. It seemed like they would always double check to make sure that there was a motorcycle. Mind you, this is my experience and not a comprehensive experience of every motorcyclist out there. The great thing about lane splitting is it got you're constantly moving. Even if you're only moving at 20-30 miles an hour, you're still moving. You're not baking in the sun, your bike's not overheating, you're not sucking up carbon emissions, and you're not exposed to a rear end collision. What else? I noticed big gaps in between the HOV lane and the left lane, or between the left lane and this lane number 2. These large gaps where cars just seem to part like the Red Sea. And the other thing I noticed was how fast the CHP cops, how fast they would lane split almost seemed reckless at times. The way they were moving between cars. Definitely, they're way more used to it than I am. But I felt like, obviously, if they've been doing it for a number of years and they're going to move at 60 miles an hour past cars that are doing 20 miles an hour, they must know something. And so this thing that Target Zero wants to tell us is that it's unsafe. It's a complete load of crap. For everyone who doesn't live in Washington State, Target Zero is this initiative, I believe, by the Washington State Patrol that zero deaths by a certain arbitrary date. And while that's noble of them, they are anti-lane splitting. Anyways, another story for another time. I found myself, when I got back into Washington State, when I got into some traffic, I found myself lane splitting, unconscious that it was against the law in this state. And you know what? People were moving over. Not everybody, but I noticed people did move over for me. And I did have one old man start yelling and shouting at me, but I just gave him the I can't hear you as I split past him. I'm not trying to cut in front of everybody. That's not what lane splitting's about, and I know my target audience is going to agree with me because pretty much anybody that's going to watch this rides a bike. Lane splitting is about continuing to moving safely, not recklessly. You're no longer part of the equation contributing to that traffic. In Washington State, we get a lot of adverse weather. Being able to lane split gets us out of the adverse weather quicker It gets us to our homes quicker, to our destination. Um, it can be done. It can be done very safely. This idea, or this notion that we're safer on the left gutter or the left shoulder between the HOV and the debris, that's got to change. They need to change that back. I hope Tim Sheldon can change that, because I don't want to ride in the I don't want to ride on the shoulder with all the debris there. Coming up and stopping at red lights, that was great. Coming up to us, there's 15 cars lining up. You go right up to that light. You're the first off the line, and you're gone. You're not part of the equation. You're not contributing to traffic anymore. I don't know what they do down in LA, but when it was the single turn lanes, I didn't bother lane splitting up, or filtering up to the front of the turn lane. I felt like that might have been interpreted as cutting the line, whereas if it's just a normal straight, stoplight, I felt comfortable filtering up. Sometimes it's not feasible to filter all the way to the front, just because the way the cars are right next to each other. So, anyways, so that's my thoughts and feelings about lane splitting when I was down in California. It was beautiful. It's really something that we should utilize in this state, and this is something that's been adopted in New South Wales. California's doing it. The rest of the civilized world that has motorcycles, they all lane filter, even in England. Anyways, now I'm rambling, but anyways, it's something we should do, and contact your senator or your state representative, and let's get this going. It's really a movement that we shouldn't tolerate this idea that it's unsafe, because it's not. It's just as safe as anything else. And anyways, thanks for watching, guys.